You know what I mean? I didn't try to, send them into, or try to pitch them or anything of that nature. I just simply created a sales funnel that he had no choice. And guess what? When you start learning how to create a sales funnel without even marketing or without even doing it, guys, you're going to be very surprised with how much more successful you'll become. I talked to someone the other day. I don't really remember, their name, but, I asked, she was obviously, I believe it was a she. She was actually involved in MCA as well. And, I asked her, how does she market? How does she promote online? Because we were just talking about MCA. She knew about me and vice versa. And she said she just strictly caters to Facebook and Twitter. Okay? No, guys, like Tori was saying before, you got to get off Facebook and Twitter. That's not your primary target. Okay? That's part of it. Yes, but you got to start building relationships outside of, Facebook and Twitter by simply creating press releases like IBO Toolbox, and start marketing yourself properly. Once you set your structure up, guys, it becomes a habit every single day. Excuse me. And then that way it makes your job easier. You're not getting burnt out. And at the same time, you're planting seeds just like you would if you're having a crop of field. That's how it starts. That's how this business starts, okay? You plant the seeds, and of course, you watch the seed grow as long as you nurture it. The nurturing part is building the relationship. Okay? Show genuine interest in the people, and they will give you the same respect in return. And then simply don't even pitch the product. Just create a system that works best for you, that fits your character, and create a sales funnel to guide them, but give them the opportunity to ask. Don't just use the copy and paste method and try to spam everybody and throw a bunch of crap on the wall to see what sticks. 1% of your return, and that is all you're going to get. And at the same time, you're degrading your credibility. You're degrading your company. You're degrading your integrity. Okay? You really want to separate yourself from other associates, guys. Start, showing genuine interest in people in general. And we just explained to you in detail exactly how to do that. Get you a personal page that's geared towards business, and create a fan page separately. Let your fan page do the talking for you. That's your business page. Your personal is more your connecting and talking and stuff like that, guys. That's what you do with your personal page. And like Tori was saying earlier, guys, if use a lot of positive quotes. I do that a lot. Sometimes I will Google it. Sometimes I'll just create my own. It just depends on my mentality. We all get tired at the end of the day, so it just depends on how our brains function at the end of the day. But bottom line is get it on autopilot, guys. Use your tools and your resources that you have right here in front of you, and let that do the work for you, so you have the time to build the relationships. And during the relationships process, you could just simply ask. There's ways to word things to not sound aggressive, or ways to sound like you're hard selling someone to turn them off. You just show a little interest in people, talk with them a little bit, give them the opportunity to, talk about themselves and about their business, show genuine interest in it, and then let them come to you and ask. And that's where the sales funnel creates itself. At the same time, guess what? If you're using the right tools, like, for example, I use Hootsuite to do a lot of my automation promo just to get it out there. And Tori, I'm sure he does the same thing. He has his own tools as well. But we understand the importance of automation, and we do understand the importance of relationship building. And that's why we're in the position that we're in today. And, we want to see everybody reaching the same goals and the same success in it. But you got to start one step at a time, guys. You stop rushing, because network marketing, if you really want to, be in this business long term, you got to, follow the correct steps. And, follow a simple formula, guys. It's, the whole part of this business, the whole trick is you got to, create traffic. You do that by tools. You got to capture leads. You do that by tools. Now, your conversion part, you can also apply that with tools, but a lot of that is from relationship building. And that's how you gather the traffic and the leads and so forth and so on. And that's how this process works. You just got to think smart, think outside of the box, and separate yourself from other people. You got to think, 8-9 million people are on Facebook right now, and, there's probably 80% of network marketers are all probably doing the same thing, and that's why only 5% of them are long-term successful. is because they do what's different. They stand out amongst each other, and they create a niche within their business. And, that's why, in today's world that you have to be creative. You have to think outside the box, and at the same time, separate yourself from other people. Because, without relationships, guys, you have nothing long term. You don't have a pot to piss in, excuse my French, but that's the bottom line.
Exactly.
And, I'm kind of like Tori. I can talk forever about this subject, but is there anything else you want to touch on, Tori?
Oh, yeah, sure. I'll touch on something for about another five or 10 minutes, and then we'll open it up for Q&A. But, you brought some great points up, and, and like you were saying, to everybody, make sure you guys go off of Facebook. I kind of covered that earlier, but go off of Facebook and start building relationships elsewhere, in our future webinars, we're going to talk about different ways to promote other than Facebook. But so next week's topic is going to be on Facebook and how to promote Facebook the right way. And then, then we'll kind of go into further details on how to do things outside of Facebook. Chad already gave you guys one thing, which is IBO Toolbox. I'm pretty sure Chad can talk to you guys exactly of, how to promote on there the right way. But, like I said, today it's just about the social, relationship building. And guys, instead, like I said earlier, instead of spamming like 30, 40, 50 people a day with your relationship, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to challenge you guys to do this from now until next week. I want you guys to develop as many relationships as you possibly can. And this is what I want you guys to start off with. Try to develop 3 to 4 relationships at one, instead of talking to 10, 11 people at one time, talk to about 3 or 4 people, maybe 2 or 3 if you're just starting, but 3 or 4 people at one time, get to know them. Because if you're talking to 10 people at one time, how can you honestly, focus your mind into all 10 people? You just can't, because you can't remember what you talked to that person about in that conversation. And if you guys, talk to a person and then, you ask them a question that you already asked them, they're going to be like, yo, I just answered that, like, are you even paying attention to me? And that's just another way of turning somebody off. So I want you guys to talk to about 2, 3, maybe 4 people at once. Really get to know them. Talk to them, guys, there's been times when I've talked to people for about 30 to 45 minutes, not just on Facebook, but on the telephone, because what I'm doing is I know I'm solidifying myself to build a relationship with them to possibly get them into the company with me. You know what I mean? If they're building a relationship with me, they're building trust. So that's one thing I want you guys to take with you, If you have to talk to somebody for 30 to 40 minutes, talk to them, Making 1 sale a day is better than making 1 sale a week with your old methods and everything that you were doing before. Am I right or wrong? So take the time out. Obviously, if you're not having success with the company right now, you guys got to change something, and this is where it starts. If you guys can get this right, everything else will be a breeze, because you guys are going to be able to market in so many different forms, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, IBO Toolbox, whatever. So take the time out, build about 3 or 4 relationships, at a time. I'm not saying in a day. Talk to maybe 3 or 4 now for like the next hour, an hour and a half. Switch your, go ahead and inbox a couple more people, whatever the case may be. Talk to a few more people and do it that way. That's the best way to do it, guys. Like I said, get on the phone with them, because people want to hear your voice on the phone. Another powerful thing, guys, is Skype. If you guys aren't comfortable with Skype, Skype is very powerful. Get on Skype, build your relationships that way. I do that all the time. Just build your relationships in that fashion, Another thing I want to touch on is, I was going into the story earlier about the guy that called me from Google, right? I kind of went away from that. But the guy called me trying to sell me on whatever else he was selling me on, right? I listened to him for a good, it was about 15 minutes he was pitching me. I listened to him, made it sound, made it sound like I was interested in everything. As soon as he was done, guys, I was like, hey, would you like to make 200% commissions? What you're trying to sell me on is 100% commissions. How about making 200% commissions to do exactly what you do? He was like, okay. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm listening. Guys, by the time I was done talking to him, it was about 45 minutes. That guy signed up for Motor Club of America, and he signed up with me for another opportunity I was already in. And it was so funny because he was like, wow. He was like, I called you to try to sell you something, and here I am signing up with you with 2 different opportunities. That just goes to show his rookiness and my, being in the company a little longer, that I kind of reverse marketed him, in that fashion. That's why I tell you guys it's very important to build a relationship with your people, with your I don't want to call them prospects, but for people that are interested in whatever you have going on. It's very, very important to build a relationship, guys. So I challenge you guys to go ahead, talk to people for some time, you know, and whatever else you guys got to do to build that relationship. Try to find something interesting that's on their how many times can you try to find if you're gonna be in here, you know, with the BS, next time don't come to this webinar, all right? Thanks. So like I was saying, guys, you know, if you can develop relationships with these people, then that's gonna be your main focus of how you guys are gonna make a lot of money. So what we're gonna do, I mean, unless Chad has something else he wants to say, we're gonna open everything up for Q&A. And if you have a question, just go ahead and type it in on the side, and we'll answer your questions one by one. So Chad, you want to say anything else?
No, we pretty much covered it. I'm more interested in, you know, the people that we have on the webinar and on the call right now, seeing if they have any questions that we can cover.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions for us that we can join?
Let me see something real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
All attendees are muted and may unmute themselves by pressing *6.
All right, so Gene, for postcard marketing, we're gonna get into that another time, boss. Right now, we can do a whole webinar on postcard marketing. That's why we didn't even mention that. However, I want you to understand that postcard marketing.
Hello, shut the fuck up. Shut up.
All attendees are muted.
All right, people. This is why people won't ever make money, because people will come on here and act stupid. So I mean, you know, but like I was saying, for postcard marketing, guys, you know, what I want you guys to, we're gonna cover that eventually. It can, like I said, it can get very expensive. I mean, you know, you gotta buy the stamps. You know, that could be, you know, it could be about $300 or $400, guys, to do postcard marketing. So, you know, I mean, if you guys want to get into that, I mean, you're more than welcome to, you know, contact me on Facebook at any time. But we're gonna hold a whole webinar in regards to postcard marketing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm not sure who exactly on that call, but you hit the nail right on the head, Tori. That's exactly what we don't need, and that's the type of people we got to learn to, you know, just accept, guys. Unfortunately, there's stupid people in this world that we really got to stay away from, because those are the evil that we got to fight against, because that's only going to affect our business and affect our money, and you know, that's probably why they're in the position that they're on now, is they're always going to be stagnant. But yeah. I just wanted to address that issue. However, I do want to make sure everybody, you know, if they have any questions, you know, feel free to either contact Tori or myself. Of course, we each have, you know, different tactics, but they all apply to the same direction, guys. You know, there's several opportunities for everything. One thing I want to say, guys, is this, okay, is if you don't ever take your business serious or professional, guess what? Neither will they. Neither will your prospects. Okay, so you really got to buckle down and get your business correct, and exactly. You know, change the way your thought process works. Change everything that is around you that's negative, because it's only going to be a pitfall for you and your business. You really want to make money in this, guys, you got to, you know, put the passion into it and follow it by consistency, and you don't let nothing stand in your way of progression. Period. Right. You know, Tori, do you still have the thing muted real quick? Does anybody have any questions real quick?
Yeah, we have quite a few questions over here. And also, yeah, I did run the IP checker, and you can see where the people are coming in from. So I mean, if this person doesn't want me to call him out, I won't say his first name, but Mr. Moore, if you come in my webinar again and you come with this BS, I mean, you know, that's on you, man. Like seriously, man. Like seriously, just grow up. You're never going to make money if you're going to keep doing the same things that you're doing now. Obviously, you came into this webinar for a reason. So, I mean, you know, you wouldn't spend an hour in here if you weren't struggling yourself. So, I mean, with all that being said, Chad, let me give you a question that we have here on the side. Let me see real quick. This person said, hey, guys, great info. I just wanted to know, like, when you are getting to know people through Facebook, when is the right time to pitch your business to them?
Okay. Great question. Great question. I remember when I was at that position as well, guys. It's like I was explaining earlier, and I'm sure Tori covered this a little bit, but just to elaborate a little bit more on that is this, guys, is the whole key to marketing. Honestly, that works for me, and I'm sure everybody. Tori has probably a different method, but what works for me, guys, is simply not pitching them and letting them have genuine interest. Like we were saying earlier, during the process of building a relationship, guys, you show genuine interest in them as a person first, and they're going to do the same thing to you, okay? Like I was saying before, when they do ask you about your business, that is the perfect timing. It's psychology, guys. It's simply asking the right questions, and I'll give you the perfect example is what I do in my method is I contact the person, that I want to be friends with. I add them friends. I check their profile, obtain information, and, I just talk to them personally about whatever's in their profile, okay? And then I just hit them with a generic, question. Hey, Nancy, I saw that, you work from home. I also work from home as well. I like to network with other network marketers. So do you have a website? Let's always end it with a question. And again, this is not exactly what I say. I'm just giving you an example of what to say. Of course, you do it how you want. But always leave a question mark at the end, guys, so that way it gives them the opportunity to respond back to you. Okay? Not always will they immediately respond back. You got to be patient. And, my rule of thumb is if they don't respond to me twice in a row, I'm unfriending them. They're wasting my time. I only want quality people on my Facebook that I constantly chat with and get to know. And during the conversation, you're just chatting with them right away. That's all you're doing, guys. It's just simple as, being in person. You kind of implement the same strategies and you just talk to them. And then you set up certain questions that lead to forcing them to ask you exactly what you do. Okay? And that's the opportunity that you come in and present your opportunity. Okay? But you do it nonchalantly without hard selling them, and, they'll respect you better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely, Chad. That was well said. I mean, to whoever asked that question, I think it was it Gene? No. Well, did that make sense to the person that asked that question? Okay, cool. So another question is, this person asked, how do I get more likes to my fan page?
Okay. Well, it's, again, creating a sales funnel, and you do that by, how I've done it. I just recently created another one of mine. Of course, I have several out there, but I wanted to create another one just to kind of test my abilities here. I don't get such in a rush, guys, because I want everybody, again, I want quality. I'm not focused on quantity. I'm focused on quality. And how I did it is basically during the relationship building process, guys, and people that are asking about what you do for a living, I create a verbal sales funnel, and basically during my process or at the end of the conversation, I always ask them, hey, would you mind liking, if you like me as a person, can you like my fan page? You've seen me doing it several times in the group. You can also create backlinks inside of, other forums, like IBL Toolbox, anything, blogs, anything, guys, that's going to create your traffic. And as long as you're providing true value and you're truly helping someone, guys, they're going to be kind of more susceptible to you, to want to get to know you and what you will do. And that's, you just create a sales funnel by using those tools like I was talking about earlier, and we can cover backlinks. I don't know how many people are unaware about backlinks, but we can touch. Basically, backlinks is just simple hyperlinks that are clickable that traces right back to where you are and wherever you're trying to direct, whether you have a website or Facebook.
Right.
And it's that simple, guys. You just basically get on other forums and network and socialize and create those links for you.
Right, exactly. Backlinks are very important, guys. Like I said, I'm actually going to go over backlinks maybe, when I do my YouTube training. As you guys may know, if you guys go on YouTube for Motor Club America or, a few other businesses that I'm a part of, I'm on the front page for a lot of different things. And that's because of different things that I do, such as backlinking. And there's a lot of different things I'm not going to go into right now because I could do a whole entire week on YouTube training. I mean, that's where I make most of my money at. I'm gonna say most of it, a lot of my money comes from YouTube. And you gotta think about it like this, guys. When you put a video up, you know, that video is always gonna be there. So that's one-time work that's gonna feed you for a long time. So it's very important. I just want to say this about YouTube, that you guys go onto YouTube and try to make about 3 videos a week, you know. Challenge yourself to make some videos every single week. It's very powerful, guys. If you're not comfortable being in front of a camera, you don't have to upload it to YouTube. You can just keep making videos until you get comfortable to release the one that you like. So that's very powerful. Lorenzo said, are there any ways to get more leads instead of Email Amplify, which is it's an email software? So what are some top ways that you use to get leads, Chad, if you don't mind me asking, so you can share with, you know, you don't have to give your go-to getters or nothing like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you don't have tools that can capture leads for you guys, honestly, Facebook alone, you can capture 120 leads a week. And, you know, it's very simple. I've created videos showing step-by-step tutorials on how to do that on my personal YouTube channel, because I know that's a major issue that needs to be addressed. You know, it's basically, I don't want to elaborate too much because this is for a different, you know, training that we're going to get into. And basically, it's like this, okay? During your networking process, guys, that's when you always ask at the end of it if they're, you know, showing you interest in what you personally do, but you always allow them to ask first. Once you elaborate on exactly what you do and you use your tools to do it, ask them what their best email address is, okay? You're building a list for yourself and for your long-term business. Hopefully that's why you're in this business, to be in long-term. And you just simply ask for the best email address, guys. And, you know, if they're open to other ventures or open to other resources, always ask. Don't be afraid to ask. And then you just ask what their best email address is instead of spamming them with a whole bunch of with a whole bunch of links and just trying to overwhelm them. Instead, just ask for their email address, what their best email address is, and create a list. You can use a spreadsheet, whatever you want, but if you don't have a list, guess what? You're not going to be able to present your opportunity. So, I mean, Facebook alone, guys, you can capture, like I said, you can capture 120 leads a day. I'm sorry, a week, not a day. You'll get Facebook jail. You know, but, you know, Facebook with their new restrictions, you know, if you try to add more than like, what is it, I believe 20 or 25 people, always stay under the radar and, you know, go in the little search bar and type in the certain keywords, find the people, click on the left-hand column and, you know, click people. And then you just basically network with the people, look at their profile, get to know them. During 5 minutes of process, that's when you can actually get their best email address. And at the end of the week, guess what? You have 120 leads off of Facebook alone.
Yeah.
And that's not counting Twitter. That's not including any other media management.
Guys, there's a way that you guys can get 120 leads a day off of Facebook if you guys did it properly. Like I said, like we'll go into Facebook next week because Facebook is a different animal, you know. Than it's just ridiculous how you can do so many things with Facebook. It's unreal. Like I said, that we'll leave that for next week. It might even be a two week thing that we do. But if you guys have any more questions, just type them in here on the side. If not, then we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. We'll be back here next week at same day, same time, so Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern. So if you guys have any more questions, go ahead. And yes, somebody said something about paid advertising, but my question is, if you guys are getting started with Mortgage Club of America and don't have the money to do paid advertising, then how are you going to be able to do that? So that's why we're not getting into paid advertising right now. So we're gonna keep it strictly to free stuff. So that's somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about at all right now. It's the same person, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. You got to focus on one thing at a time, guys. Master one thing before you try to fill your plate up with a whole bunch of other stuff, because it's just going to overwhelm you and cloud your head up and get you distracted from what you got to do. You know, everybody knows the old cliche, you know, if you want to reach the top of the success, you got to do it one step at a time. So, you know, master one step first, and before you move on to the next, guys. The advertisement, if you got to know how to do it. If not, you're going to end up wasting your money.
Exactly. So I don't see no more questions here. So guys, we'll wrap it up. We'll be back next week, 8 o'clock Eastern. We'll cover Facebook and everything. Go ahead, Mr. McMills. What's your question? And then we'll get wrapped up here. I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, guys. So like I said, we'll wrap it up. We'll be back next week at 8 o'clock Eastern. We'll cover Facebook. You guys have a great night. If you have any questions, guys, just go ahead and send me a message on Facebook. And I'll be more than welcome to help you guys out. And I'll talk to you guys next week. If you guys aren't a part of our academy, go ahead and shoot me a message on Facebook so I can put you in the academy. And we'll get you guys rolling and everything. There's a lot of files in the tab. I mean, a lot of different things for you guys to go through in the files tab. So like I said, just look me or Chad up on Facebook, and we'll be more than willing to help you guys out. Once again, guys, have a good night, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.